Okay. Hi, everybody. Okay. Doing a random book drawing. Okay. 23 minutes in hell. Okay. Okay, where was I? Introduction. A word of warning. On Sunday, November 22nd, 1998, my wife, Annette, and I spent the evening at the home of one of our close friends. There was nothing unusual about that night. Annette and I headed home at around 11 p.m., and we fell into bed shortly before midnight, unaware that my life was about to be changed forever by an event I still find hard to explain. Hours later, I woke up and got out of bed to get a drink of water. I glanced at the clock and saw that it was 3 a.m. Then, without any notice, I found myself being hurled through the air and then falling to the ground, completely out of control. I landed in what appeared to be a prison cell. The walls of the cell were made out of a rough-hewn stone and had a door made of what appeared to be thick metal bars. I was completely naked, which added to the vulnerability of a captive. This was not a dream. I was actually in this strange place. Fully awake and cognizant, I had no idea what had happened, how I had traveled, or why I was there until it was shown to me and explained later during my journey. The very first thing I noticed was the temperature. It was hot, far beyond any possibility of sustaining life. It was so hot that I wondered, why am I still alive? How could I survive such intense heat? My flesh should have disintegrated off my body. The reality was it didn't. This wasn't a nightmare. It was real. The severity of this heat had the effect of taking every ounce of strength out of me. I wasn't yet fully aware of it, but I had fallen into hell. If you're like most people, you probably opened this book out of pure curiosity. Somewhere in the back of your mind, you may be thinking, did this man really go to hell? Hell as in fire, burning, and torment? Or maybe you think I'm making the whole thing up because no one could go to hell and live to tell about it. You might not even believe there is a hell. If you do believe in a literal hell, you probably think the only reason God would send someone to hell is if that person was evil and deserved it, right? Well, in my case, it's none of the above. Yes, I was taken to a literal burning hell, and no, it had nothing to do with being good or bad. The reason I was shown this place was to bring back a message of warning. My story is not one that seeks to condemn you, but rather to inform you that hell is a real place. It does exist. God's desire is that no one go there. But the sad and simple fact is people make the choice to go to hell every day. Today, in our society, warnings serve to protect us from harm. Not only are warnings welcome guideposts, but also we expect them to be posted on everything from toothpaste to real estate. For instance, in the real estate industry, contracts are written to protect the buyer and disclose to that buyer all facts known. In fact, the buyer would be outraged if he or she were not given full disclosure. What loving parent does not warn his or her children not to play in a busy street? When the sky turns dark and the winds increase, we look to our local news channel to communicate tornado or hurricane warnings. So why is it that when God warns us of what will happen if we travel down the wrong road, we are quick to say he is myopic and condemning? Or we say he is judgmental. The truth is, he warns us because he is a good God, one who loves us and wants to help, guide, and protect us. Personally, his warnings are most welcome in my life. This experience is not something I asked for or ever wanted. Being of a conservative nature, being associated with something seemingly so radical is not comfortable for me. However, I am able to overlook my discomfort in light of God's overall perspective. I have since discovered that my story coincides with the scripture details about hell. This is of far greater importance than what I have to say. My horrifying journey felt like it lasted an eternity, but in actuality, it lasted less than half an hour. Those 23 minutes were more than enough to convince me that I would never, ever want to return, not even for one more minute. And it has now become my life's purpose to tell others what I saw, heard, and felt, so that whoever reads this story will be able to take the proper measures to steer clear of this place at all costs. My sincere hope is that this book is the closest you will ever come to experiencing this reality for yourself. Okay. Introduction notes. 1. They shall go down to the bars of the pit. Job 17:16. King James Version. The earth with her bars was about me forever. Yet hast thou brought up my life from corruption. John 2:6. King James Version. 2. For a fire is kindled in my anger, and shall burn to the lowest hell. Deuteronomy 32:22. Suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Jude 7. Okay, so that's the introduction to 23 Minutes in Hell. Okay. Did I read the back of this book? I forgot. If I didn't, I'll read it again. My sincere hope is that this book is the closest you will ever come to experiencing hell for yourself. Bill Weiss experienced something so horrifying it continues to captivate the world. He saw the searing flames of hell, felt total isolation, smelled the putrid and rotting stench, heard deafening screams of agony, and experienced terrorizing demons. Finally, the strong hand of God lifted him out of the pit. Weiss's visit to the devil's lair lasted just 23 minutes, but he returned with vivid details etched in his memory, capturing the attention of national media, including the Christian Broadcasting Network, Daystar Television Network, Trinity Broadcasting Network, The Miracle Channel, Sid Roth, It's Supernatural, Sean Hannity's America, Charisma News, and many others. Now Weiss shares his insights on commonly asked questions such as, is hell a literal burning place? Where is hell? Do you have a body in hell? Are there degrees of punishment in hell? Are there children in hell? Can demons torment people in hell? Can good people go to hell? Bill Weiss has been a dedicated Christian and has served in various capacities, including teaching and leading worship, since 1970. He is an accomplished speaker and has done over 400 radio interviews in the Christian and mainstream markets. He is a successful realtor with over 40 years' experience. He lives with his wife Annette in Southern California. Okay, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.